Hi guys and welcome to I Love Indies. Today we're looking at Cyber Shadow, a brand new 2D pixel art platforming adventure on Steam and all the major consoles, so you can play it however you want. It's developed by Yacht Club Games, the guys famous for Shovel Knight, and it's currently, unbelievably, got only mostly positive reviews on Steam, which I find quite surprising. So, let's get into the game without further ado. So we're going to start here in the first chapter. You can see the beautiful 2D aesthetic. The pixel art is very much in keeping with the NES classics such as Ninja Gaiden. I think that's really the game that they've modelled this on. The chiptune music works perfectly with the graphics, looks great on a high-res screen. Now at the moment I only have the most basic of attacks, just my sword slash and jump. As you progress through the game you're able to pick up a number of upgrades. I won't spoil them all here, but you can get a wall slide and there's a double jump. Typical fare for 2D platformers. While this is mostly linear, it does have some very light Metroidvania elements where you can revisit chapters and go to places that were previously inaccessible. Here's my robot friend that helps me. There's some real creativity with the enemies, particularly the bosses. So this is a save station. Now I think this is where I suppose my first little niggle with the game may be worth mentioning. I don't know if it's a niggle, but the game is hard. The game is very hard in places. So if you don't like a difficult game, if you don't want to throw your controller and perhaps down in anger, then this might not be the one for you. But if you're the sort that likes to persevere, then Cyber Shadow is definitely a game worth playing. The first level is relatively straightforward, but as you start to go through the chapters, more and more elements are introduced. There's far more opportunities to die. There's a little secret upgrade there. And you can come across some quite spectacular bosses that require real skill and accuracy to bring down. So I think the mostly positive reviews that it's got on Steam perhaps is a result of people not happy with the difficulty. But we've got to remember that back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, games were hard. I was there, played them. I remember playing Ninja Gaiden. It was hard, it was difficult. I think what perhaps makes the game more difficult is the checkpoint system. So you saw the checks at the save station earlier. There's one here. They are few and far between in some of the chapters, so there's quite a big gap between one save and the next, and you will end up having to replay certain bits several times. Luckily though, there's always a save station before a boss. So you don't lose a huge amount of progress there. So this is the first boss. Quite a straightforward one, this. In fact, from the first level I was lulled into a false sense of security. I thought it was going to be quite easy, this game. But no, it does. The difficulty does ramp up. So some secret areas like this here, but you can see I can't actually access that area because I need a particular upgrade. And if you click on the start screen, you can see that these areas for upgrades here. And on the right, you've got your health upgrade system, where if you can collect whole, you can get a whole health bar upgrade, but you can also collect, if you collect 3 parts, you get an upgrade as well. They're like orbs, these upgrades. So this is the sort of game that I'm easily seduced by. I love a good 2D pixel art platformer. I love a little bit of nostalgia. I hope you do too. I think the game is really good. I think the difficulty is just right. I don't want it too easy. I would have preferred the checkpoints to be a little bit closer together. But you can't have everything. There's a little secret. So this is a sort of temporary upgrade. You can see top left how it's changed. I've got the little slash bar, it's like a power slash. And so I have this for 3 hits. So if I get hit, so I've lost, so that's it. I've got it for 1 hit. If I get hit again, then I've lost it. That's how these upgrades work. They're quite useful for bosses. There's a good shield upgrade that I like that allows you to reflect bullets. So as I say, I really like the game. I think it's definitely one to check out. It's going to be one of the big indies of 2020, I feel this. We're only in January, but it has got that sort of indie game of the year written all over it. And the only other thing that I was sort of a little bit disappointed with was the fact that there's no duck move. So I'm pressing down and you just can't duck. It's the sort of thing you would expect, but there is no duck, and I know there's quite a few people on Steam forums been complaining about that, but we've just got to learn to avoid without ducking. It makes it a little bit harder. You've got to get good, as they say. I'm not going to, am I? Playing like that. So here we have it, Cyber Shadow, out on all major consoles and Steam, produced and developed by Yacht Club Games, and well worth your time. It's getting 2 thumbs up from I Love Indies.